Hey, hello, and welcome to the next episode of The Most Savage Man on the Internet Plays NASCAR Heat 2, and no one has ever made that claim about themselves ever before. No one is the most savage anything, but I'll tell you what is savage, the fact that I totally forgot the amazing fact that Kyle Larson doesn't just have 3 wins in a row at 2-mile superspeedways, he has 4 wins in a row. So today, we are going to try to break Kyle Larson's streak here at the tracks that have made him so very successful. So the first way we need to beat Larson is to out-qualify him. So let's see if we've done that as we're crossing the line now at Fontana, and it's a 23rd. So the people who are mad at me for qualifying poorly in a 5-star car will continue to be mad at me for qualifying poorly in a 5-star car. Larson is 4th on the grid and go down through the rest of the field. See all of the alternate colors and paint schemes that are going to be here today. I can already tell that not only is there going to be a spotter's nightmare, but David is going to have a nightmare calling out drivers who are in different paint schemes all day long. So let's get to it, shall we? Head over to PRN and let's get started.
Today, NASCAR returns to movie-making country. Only the stars are all here at Auto Club Speedway. NASCAR's biggest stars, guys like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch, will all be in the spotlight today as they take another step toward a championship. This fast and wide racetrack has multiple grooves for lots of passing opportunities, so it should be quite a show today. Grab some popcorn and let's head down to the track.
Why did they call me Dale Jr.? That was very strange. But anyway, we're underway. I guess they got confused as to who is driving the 88 car. That's the only thing I can assume. Look at all these alternate paint schemes. We got that freaking Jack Link's car. We've got Austin Dillon in an American Ethanol car, and Daniel Suarez in his meme car. So here we go into turn 1. It looks like the freaking apocalypse has happened here at Auto Club. I don't know why it's like so late in the day when we're running this. I know Auto Club has lights, but good grief. It's in California. Shouldn't the race be starting at like noon their time? Since they push all the other races, the East Coast races, back to to like 3 and 4 in the afternoon to start, so that California will actually watch the races. I don't know. But anyway, 1 lap complete already, 13 laps to go in this stage, and McFlurry is driving like McFlurry. What a shocker that is. Put me into the outside wall, and somehow I didn't get turned there coming back across the track, even though David Reagan got up near the wall, and that was definitely an interesting set of corners there. Now giving Danica a bit of a boot. We gave McFlurry a boot the last time, so that would make me assume that she's going to try to run me off the road here. Hey, oh boy, this is not good. Going underneath Stenica there. I almost said Danica and Stenhouse, but I figured Stenica was a better thing to say, even though it's no longer Stenica. It's Danagers, I think, or whatever you would call that. Anyway, we're at 205 miles an hour going into turn 1, and I'm talking about relationships. This is not going well so far, but we've made it underneath road course ringer A.J. Allmendinger, so that's a good thing. And Jimmy Johnson has fallen directly to the back, even though he started, I think, ahead of Kyle Larson. In fact, I think that's Larson making a 3-wide move for the lead down the inside, and he just got into a blue car there, possibly Matt Kenseth, maybe? I think that may be Kenseth because he ran a peak car. I do remember that at this race, and he had a pretty serious accident on the back straightaway in this race last year. So I think that was Kenseth who got rooted out by, whoa, Larson, and I just got spun around and somehow managed to hold on to it. Not sure how I managed to do that, but okay, that's fine. It's all fine. We're all good here. It's okay. Surprised that it's okay, but yeah. So I'm definitely getting some push on the entry to the corner. I definitely wish the back would give me a little bit less grip, if that makes any sense. I loosened the car up as much as I could with the wedge, but I'm still not really getting that bite into the corner that I otherwise would have liked, or would like. It pushes the center just a little bit, but this was a decent corner, even though I got on the apron and had to correct, and I overcorrected, and then I ran into Humdinger there, so that's not very good. Now my teammate Casey Kane will door him People were very upset with me as well that I was dumping on Denny for Doran Larson at Auto Club, or not Auto Club, the other 2-mile track, Michigan. Boo-hoo, here's a crying towel for you. He doored him. Sorry, doesn't change the fact. I don't care if he was trying to side draft. He doored him. There's side drafting and then there's dooring. He doored him. Get over yourselves. Larson won the race anyway, so I'll spike the football that way. Speaking of Larson, he is still way ahead of us, so we need to see if we can charge down here into turn 3 and start catching up, even though that's Blaney going for the lead. And Chase Elliott, I think, in the actual official lead at the moment, so all the young guns up front, except for me. So I need to see if I can get going here. We're definitely getting around Kurt Busch. Only at 205, 206 going into turn 1. And I just lost the force feedback from my controller. So that would make me think that my controller batteries are low. And that is not a good thing. So we're going to have to make a pit stop for more than just fuel and tires on the stage break. I'm going to have to go downstairs and get some batteries. So just adding insult to injury onto this race and adding the complications of that, we will definitely not be able to make it the entire length of this race without changing these batteries, I can tell you that. So problems already for us, a mechanical issue. Definitely not got the feeling in the controller that I usually have, but it seems like we're driving okay at the moment. So I'm just going to hold on to it. Let's see if we can get a draft off of Kenseth now. And just barely get over 200 going into turn 3. Slide the car, try it again underneath Kenseth. Sliding just a little bit. I still see Tide Pods on the back of that car, so it's making me nervous that we're going to choke on that Tide Pod on his bumper. But it looks like we're going to get around him. So the Tide Pod was swallowable. The small Tide Pods you can eat. They're edible. You just can't swallow the big ones, apparently. So here we go. In behind Joey Logano, who is in, of course, his Auto Club paint scheme of Southern California. I hear they made a Spin Master of that once. So let's see if we can get around Joey Logano. Definitely driving it into the corner nicely. Kyle Busch just cut off Martin Truex Jr. there. That was interesting. And we've got 3 laps left of fuel. So our pit stop is coming up, not only in the real life with the batteries, but in the game as well. So driving underneath Joey Logano. And now up behind Brad Keselowski, who looks an awful lot like Coleslaw Custard's Cup ride. Oh, that's contact with the wall. Thankfully, did not spin down to the inside wall over there. That's not a good place to crash. I'll just leave it at that. And here we go. Fuel alarm is on. So it's going to be a pit stop for us, assuming we can get into the pits. Jimmy going down to the inside. So we're going to take an early pit stop. It looks like our fuel mileage is actually worse than the rest of the field. That's what happens when you have no force feedback and you're... Never mind, we brought out the yellow. Well, this is going to be my opportunity to change the batteries. So hopefully that was a slightly seamless transition. I've got some Energizer batteries in the old controller now because Senpai Larson. That's the thing about these, the strict cautions is that sometimes if you enter the pits like a wuss, you end up bringing the yellow out, so that's kind of unfortunate. So now we know that our fuel mileage isn't quite as good as the rest of the field, but here we go, back to racing in stage number 2. So we didn't even get any stage points this time, not a really major issue, but we will have to make a green flag pit stop, assuming it stays green during this stage as well. But the good thing is we've got repairs, and hopefully we can drive this car to the front, as it is definitely quite loose on the bottom in traffic. But that's not too bad, is it? A loose race car means when the tires start to burn off, we'll be pretty balanced. So as long as we can hang on to it here, a little bit of a push in the center, because I didn't make any chassis adjustments or anything to the car, so it should handle about the same way it did earlier, as we're going to bump draft with Danica Patrick. down the straightaway. Try not to cane her here, which we didn't, so it's all good. Oh, I almost spoke too soon. Almost spoke too soon. Underneath Mia Kinsey. And now trying to get underneath Eric Jones in the Toyota Service Center 77. Interesting. I always find it amusing when the cars are sponsored by the automakers. That usually, or that used to not fly very well in NASCAR. I can really only remember one example of that kind of prior to the last 5 years, and that was Dale Jarrett's Quality Care car. I guess the Motorcraft car as well. So there's 2 examples of kind of cars sponsored by the manufacturers and being not so subtle about it. Certainly there are manufacturer deals with the teams, and that's no secret. But it's always kind of funny when they're obvious about it.
Still there.
That's kind of something you see in sports car racing more than you see, or F1 for sure, than you see in NASCAR. So here we go. We're in behind Kyle Busch, and it looks like Senpai's in the lead. If I'm no, that's too many red and white cars. I'm so stupid. That's Larson just in front of us, going underneath Chase Elliott. There's Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney. All of those guys are in red and white cars, and they're all ahead of Senpai. But, you know, he's still in this lead group, so it's okay. So we're driving underneath Kyle Busch, and hopefully we can get up here. Oh, a little bit of contact. I was too aggressive. And I don't know how I saved it. I don't know how I was continuing to save that long. We block Allmendinger. Absolute 3-wide pack racing here at Auto Club Speedway somehow. Feels like a Talladega race, not an Auto Club race, but we are making good inroads on the outside. Actually, that would probably be outroads, wouldn't it, if I'm on the outside? But regardless, through the middle of McFlurry and Logano using Newman's draft. And Maya Ha, he's still got that lead at the moment, but we are going to get a good drive off of turn 4. Can't quite clear him, though. Busch staying down to the inside, now moves up to the center of the track. And kind of blocks me. Good job, Kyle. That was crafty. It was crafty of you. Can we drive around the outside? Whoa, whoa, Logano.
Back her down.
What the heck? Logano was just sliding behind me. That was very strange. So I guess he had a tire go down because he's the only one pitting. That's very, very strange. Okay, well, we'll go back to racing here. No green flag pit stop to speak of probably by the end of this stage, but it definitely looked like I saw Logano in a 4-wheel drift in my mirror. That was just very, very strange. Well, anyway, here we go. Back to racing. 8 laps to go on the stage, and I have 6 laps to go on the fuel. Uh-oh, I should have come in. Why did I not pit? And why did I say, stupidly, that green flag pit stops were not going to factor into this? But look at this group. Oh my goodness. 4 wide. 3 and 4 wide, I should say. They were 4 wide up front for just a couple seconds, and now we've evened out to be 3 wide the whole way through the pack. Look at this. That was a very bad Jeff Gordon impression that I wasn't even trying to do, but I said look at this, therefore I was being Jeff Gordon. Man, that was some tight racing there. So clearly I need to lift off a little earlier going into the corners so we can get a nice run on these guys.
Clear.
And the drive off of the corner is so important. Using a little bit of that Larson line up top. Can't quite get it going. Harvick, of course, in a beer wagon. So we've got at least one beer wagon in this race because Keselowski is not in a beer wagon. He's in a... Whoa! Don't bring out the yellow for that. Actually, I probably should have wanted the yellow for that, but I'm a purist. What can I say? But we've definitely got the right side of our car chewed up quite a bit as we've got 6 laps to go on the stage and now sitting in 26th position. I'll tell you, if they raced like this in real life at Fontana, I think people would like the 2-mile ovals a lot better. Everything's very packed together. But still, there's a lot of crazy passing going on. So we're just scraping the wall up top here, trying to get around Matt Kenseth. And it almost feels like after smacking the wall that hard, the car's driving just a little bit better. That would be hilarious. But that's such an arbitrary thing, or such a subjective thing, I should say, to be able to tell if a car is handling better or worse based on little changes to it. Could be a placebo effect, you never know. But we're starting to work back our way through the field. Oh, we almost doored Boyer there, but that was definitely just a side draft. Now, definitely made contact with Austin Dillon there, but, you know. In fact, Austin Dillon and Eric Almirola, they can't stay apart from each other because they're right together with each other again. And we're down to 2 laps on the fuel, so we'll have to come around next time by and take a green flag pit stop. Not the thing I really would want to do, but we're kind of going to be forced into doing it. Joey Logano may be the guy who ends up making out like a bandit here because he was the only one to pit under the yellow. He brought out his own yellow and he had to pit because of it. So we're going to be coming into the pits this time around, and there's not a whole lot of racing to go left in this stage. So we may have screwed ourselves by not coming into the coming into the pits to get more fuel, as Austin Dillon's going to try to get to the inside, but, oh, well, there's a lot of pit stops occurring, so never mind. Oh, and we get hit from behind because there was a gigantic stack up with one car just stopped. That was Kyle Busch. So because we got slammed into right there, we're going to go for some strategy right here because we're going to have to come in at the end of the stage anyway to repair this. But screw it, we can get out ahead of a bunch of people and maybe steal a stage win if Logano was in the pits. I didn't see him. We'll see. He was definitely that yellow. And, well, there's not as much damage as I thought there would be. But it's probably worth coming into the pits at the end of the stage and getting that fixed regardless. And having this lead with a little bit of stage strategy is not the worst thing in the world. Because if the yellow comes out for any reason, well, we'd be 27th. But we'll see as we get, I believe, the last white flag, 2 laps to go on the stage. Goodness gracious. Okay, we've got enough fuel. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Logano. Friggin' Logano. He's going to steal a stage win because of his misfortune. But at the very least, it looks like we're probably going to get second in the stage. We're not quite 1 lap down, which is also interesting because it almost makes me think that Logano's not going to pit and potentially lap a lot of the guys. It's possible he's lapped everyone but me, and if he stays out during the stage yellow, this could mean 2 cars will be on the lead lap. This could be very, very interesting as we've got 1 to go in the stage. Let's see how this all works out. More cars coming out of the pits down at the bottom of the track, so we are at least going to lap some people as well. So you've got to assume if Logano is 32 seconds ahead, and as you can see, I guess the yellow came out, but regardless, Logano just won that stage by a country. Yeah, 2 cars on the lead lap, but Logano is pitting, so everybody's going to get the way around. Oh well, and we'll do all of the service we need, and everybody got the wave around. So at least, at the very least, I should say, we have track position.
Stay sharp. Green coming.
And track position is always a nice thing. So here we go. Back to racing. Even though we've got a 1 lap car between us, for some reason DJ Kennington's up in here. We've got 18 laps to go, so this is a pretty short race. The 3rd stage is almost as long as the other 2, as that was not very good driving on my part. Driving straight down into Logano and then up the track. So DJ Kennington, all 40 cars still in this race because DJ Kennington's up here as a lap car, but he's in 40th position. So we've got 12 laps remaining on our fuel. It's going to be a 1 pit stop race to the end. So that means we'll be able to take 2 tires, half a can of fuel, or 1 can of fuel, I should say, and we should be good to go to the end. But we may end up being safe and doing 1.5 cans, and we'll see. But we're going for the lead for the first time in this race, if you can believe it. We have not led the entire time, and we're trying to take the lead away from the driver who has the race sponsor as his sponsor, and we do it. So we're just trying to contribute to the legitimacy of NASCAR's contests right now. And here we go. Let's see if we can start pulling out a gap now that we have this old 88 repaired. And it's interesting as well that Larson really hasn't been a factor all day long. Maybe he's saving, but right now he's going to have to chase us because we're half a second up on Logano already. Martin Truex is looking for that second place so he can try to chase me down. 16 to go. The laps are so quick around here that it definitely goes a lot. A race here goes a lot faster than it does at Atlanta or Vegas or any of that, or Phoenix for sure. Phoenix felt like that took about 10 years to finish. But here, I like fast lap times, and definitely Fontana provides that. The car just feels really, really well balanced right now. And this is the time when you would want the car to be well balanced, because we can just pull away from the rest of the field and hopefully onto our third win of the season. I think we have 2 now, if I'm not mistaken. I think we definitely won Daytona, obviously. I think we won Vegas as well, right? Did we? I can't remember. This may be going for our second win of the season. I honestly don't remember. All I know is that wins are good. Yeah, it would be the second win of the season because Kyle Busch has won 2, I've won 2. I think that's how that works. There's been 4 races this season, and there's only been 2 winners. And it's looking right now like that trend is going to continue, but we'll see as we cross the line with 14 laps to go. So now we're in the pit window. We could theoretically pit right now for 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel and make it to the end of the race. But I want to be the last guy to make the last stop, if that makes any sense. Generally, you want to be the first guy to make the last stop, but screw that strategy, man. We're going for it. We got a 1.1 second lead, and we are out Larsoning Larson right now for sure. And it'll be interesting to see if this final stage goes fully through without a yellow flag, what the strategy is going to look like, how spread out the field gets, all these things. We're waiting to see. I'm interested in seeing anyway. So we go 203 into turn 1, certainly not the fastest we've been in there all day. I'm kind of curious because we really haven't even been around like 210 miles an hour at this track. And I would think this is kind of a prime track for 210 plus mile per hour speeds. But we really haven't seen that all that much. In fact, we were much faster on the straightaways at Daytona than we have been here. And this is with unrestricted engines. But then again, you have to slow down quite a bit in the corners. I think Michigan's going to be that track where we see some of the major speeds, and possibly Talladega as well. So 12 laps to go here, 5 in the fuel tank, so we'll be pitting with about 7 laps to go, which I think is about half a fuel tank. No, it's not. I think the full fuel tank was 12 laps. So we'll probably have to take about 1.5 cans of fuel, I would assume. And you know what they say about assuming, or at least what Angry Grandpa says about assuming. So we'll see what happens. So we've got 1.5 seconds on Truex, Logano, and Keselowski. That's a trio of drivers that we always see running up at the front of these Monster Energy Cup races. I almost said Winston Cup, and that would have been very living in the past, and that was also a very, very bad corner by yours truly. I thought, hey, oh, there's a yellow. Don't tell me they threw a yellow for me doing that nonsense. But that's going to give everybody a shot here, and we've got to stick with our strategy. We have to do it. No repairs, no tires. We're going to have to try to go for track position because, of course, the AI never take tires on their stops. So we had to do it. So there goes the chance of lapping cars today. So it's going to be a straight fight with Logano, Truex, Keselowski, and Blaney. So the might of Team Penske and Truex versus me. And I see Senpai back there. So he's still in the mix, although he has not gotten around some of those other red cars. And look at Truex. So Truex really starting to challenge. But I blocked him, so through the field he falls. And Logano's trying to make up for lost time at this track after his defeat in 2013 here. And Larson is up to 5th. So Larson making a late race charge. 7 to go. Fuel, 11 laps in the tank, so we're good on fuel. Even for a green-white checker, would that occur? And now Blaney working to the inside. Larson up to 4th. And we definitely don't quite have the car that we had before because everybody's kind of sticking with me. I'm definitely doing some mirror driving now. I wasn't earlier. I definitely had some confidence earlier. I don't now. Look at Blaney. Look at Blaney. He just shoved it in there, and he will take the lead. Holy smokes, he rooted me out of there, so now it is a race. Now it is a race. I can't believe that move by Blaney. Hasn't he been talking all sweet to me on social media? He backstabbed me. What a backstabber. Blaney, you backstab. And look who is going for first. Kyle Larson. He's trying to get his 5th win in a row at the 2-mile tracks, and we are falling through the field. Our teammates are around us now, Johnson and Elliott. So clearly I should have taken tires. What am I thinking? Yeah, I made a bad strategy call. Looks like everybody else is much better on old tires than I am. We're going to have to regroup here. How many laps do we have to go?
Only 5 laps left.
5. It's almost like he was answering me. Senpai still hasn't taken the lead. But he's right there, and he's making a bid down to the inside. Couldn't quite get it. And now he's making another move. Is Kyle Larson going to get this lead/win? Holy cow, would that be a realistic situation here at Auto Club? Yes, he's going to the inside. He's trying to pull the move that Blaney pulled on me, on Blaney. It didn't quite work. And now we've got to try to regroup. Chase Elliott's coming through the field as well. 1 car down to the inside, maybe 2 cars. Is that Larson getting pushed to the lead by Keselowski? I believe it is. Kyle Larson takes the lead here at Fontana. Can he hold on to it? He's going for his 5th win in the Cup Series in a row at the 2-mile tracks, and we are battling with Kyle Busch, so our car just doesn't have it anymore now that our tires are worse for wear. And it is Larson leading. And we just continue to fall through the pack. You can just see the grip level is just not there anymore on my tires. And I think that is Blaney looking back to the inside of Larson. And I think he's probably going to get him. Maybe. Oh, I think Larson cleared him again. So Larson goes back to the point, and we are really starting to lose a lot of time. Look at the lack of grip we have. Man, you know, I would love a caution. I don't think we're going to get it.
Stay right there.
Because my tires are absolutely crap right now. We are just falling through the field. But Larson has the lead. And I don't know what lap we're coming up to. We had 5 to go just a couple laps ago. We're past that point now. 2 laps to go for Kyle Larson. Just look at those right sides. We should have at least taken right sides on that stop. So now we've just got to try to hang on with these badly, badly worn tires.
Low.
So the inside goes Numa. We'll go up and block our teammate Kane for now. That's got to be Kane.
Right there.
As Larson tries to hang on for the lead.
Carlo.
Oh, just nothing. They can just move me absolutely out of the way now. There's nothing I can do. Look at the tire wear. Just inch down. It probably won't blow in the next lap. But, yeah, word of advice. At least take right sides when you're at Auto Club. We're learning that now. But we learned the lesson too late. But it looks like Kyle Larson, unless there's a problem here in the next 2 corners, is going to take his 5th win, and it was very unlikely. I didn't think he was going to get it, but I doubted Larson at a 2-mile track, and that was a mistake. And look at this angry horde coming behind me. We're going to lose even more positions with the tires absolutely on their last leg. Falling all the way back to 19th. We'll cross the line, but congratulations to Kyle Larson with another 2-mile win. So a 19th place finish, but I mean, there was nothing I could do. You could see how badly the tires were worn. Man, bad advice there, but it was Senpai. So congratulations, Senpai. You got your 5th 2-mile win, and hopefully this good old NASCAR Heat 2 made a solid prediction. So let's take a look at the money real quick before we take a look at the points. We're going to cross over into $10 million territory. Not yet. We are close, but we need another race win before we get there. Let's take a look at the point standings. So all the winners are up at the top. I think that's what NASCAR likes with their point standings. I think that's why they structured it the way they have. So we, with 2 wins, have 217 points. Kyle Busch, the other driver with 2 wins, 197, and Kyle Larson with only 1 win, but has 194 points. And Austin Dillon continues to lead the non-win drivers in the points. So very interesting. So let's head back and get trash talked on Twitter and see where we're headed next, even though I know where we're headed next. Oh, we missed the incentive contract. No! You've got to be kidding me. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. I'd forgotten that, oh yeah, the incentive contract isn't a gimme. Well, at least we haven't gotten trash talked yet. Screw it. Oh, they want me to take 4 wins? No, we're going to do the normal. Martinsville is next. The STP 500. Well, we might be able to get a win there. We'll see. Hey, no trash talk. What a novel concept. So we'll see you in the next video for the STP 500 at Martinsville.